Should we go out and explore?
I would love that.
Haven is a beautiful game. Beautiful landscapes, beautiful potato creatures, beautiful movement, and beautiful moments. In it, you'll find a gripping story, fun combat, hilarious commentary, and characters that feel real and relatable. Haven is an exploration crafting game that's heavy on the story. It's a different sort of game. Exploration and combat are a big part of it, but they're not really the focus of it. Instead, it highlights the moments in between the action. You prepare meals, you eat, you shower, sleep, and just hang out. And everything is accompanied by expertly voice-acted scenes between the main characters, Kay and Yu. It was made by the Game Bakers and goes for $25 on Steam. I got 15 hours out of my solo playthrough and I loved every minute of it. The writing is fantastic, the voice acting is incredible, the graphics are breathtaking, and the story is heartwarming. But all that considered, is it worth playing? Haven's gameplay is split into two very different parts, one where you explore, fight, and scavenge, and one where you tend to daily activities and get a glimpse into the everyday life of the couple. Just about everything in this game is accompanied by voice-acted dialogue, whether you're out exploring or back in the nest fueling up for the next adventure. Though the exploration and combat are fun, I'd argue that the real value of Haven lies in its story and characters. About half this game plays like a visual novel, and it really has a way of drawing you in. The characters have so much depth to them, and how they interact with each other feels genuine and real. You slowly get to learn more about the world through the conversations they have. Questions of where you are, how you got there, and what's happening are all answered with their dialogue. Haven's main gameplay has you exploring a mysterious shattered world in search of replacement parts for your broken ship. Most of your time in this game is spent soaring around the map with your rocket boots, clearing out this purple goop that really pisses off the local wildlife. The purple goop is called rust, and when you clean up all the rust on an island, it gets marked as finished. You don't need to clean up all the rust on every island, but if you're anything like me, you'll do it anyway. Not only is it satisfying to see the islands clean, but you also use the rust to make all kinds of handy tools. Besides, I'd rather clean a virtual world than my house any day. The movement in this game is super slick, but it does take a little bit to get used to it. When you do though, you'll be drifting, jumping, and U-turning like a damn pro. Learning to move around effectively is huge in this game. These beams of energy called flow threads are everywhere, and a lot of the time you need to be able to follow them in order to get to the next area. As you explore new islands, you find all kinds of new friends that help you explore further across the planet, like Oink, this potato thing, and Burble. Some are just cute, and some provide valuable services like Burble here. Burble, like me, can be bribed into giving you a ride by offering a home-cooked meal. She instantly takes you to any island you want, but only if you've cleaned up all the rust on it. While you're soaring around, you're not just gathering rust, you're also scavenging fruits, mushrooms, and berries scattered across the broken landscape. Everyone needs to eat, and our heroes are no different. After gathering food, you need to prepare it, going to the nest or a campsite to combine the ingredients to create the new dishes. Each dish you make gives you an increasing amount of experience depending on how rare the berries are. When you get enough experience, you level up. You get experience for just about everything you do in the game, whether it be sleeping, eating, or fighting rusty creatures. After gaining enough experience, your alcoholic beverage called Apple Brew finishes fermenting, and you start drinking. You're always rewarded with a cutscene that gives you a lot of insight on the story or the characters, as well as upgrades for combat. Cleaning islands isn't all hunky-dory. Remember the pissed-off, rust-covered wildlife? These guys come up a lot, chasing you out of their goop-covered territory whenever you get too close. You can either try to run away from them, or you can weaken them and clean them up, turning them cute and friendly again. The way combat works is pretty cool. It's a mix between turn-based and real-time, and it can get pretty intense as you progress in the game. You control both characters at the same time, and both of their combat abilities are the exact same. Shoot a bolt of energy, kick them in the face, shield the next attack, and pacify. You can even combine certain abilities, making them more effective. At first, controlling both characters can be a challenge, but once you get your bearings, it starts to come pretty easily. One thing that I didn't like is that the HUD showing you which buttons do which move disappeared unless you were actively making a move. Before memorizing which buttons do what, it was a real pain in the ass trying to get the characters to do what I wanted. Eventually I figured it out, but when you need a certain attack to win a fight, having the information right in front of you helps a lot. Each enemy has weaknesses to certain attacks, and the battles get harder and harder as you progress in the story. These guys don't take much damage if you throw a bolt at them. These ones need to tire themselves out before you can do real damage to them, and this one kicks your ass if you smack it instead of shooting it, but only if it's shelled up. It takes some experimentation to figure out who's weak to what, but when you get in your groove, it's really satisfying to efficiently control both characters and whoop some flower ostrich ass. When either character takes too much damage, they get knocked down and you get an ability to help them back up. At first it's pretty easy, and you get a portion of their health back. At first glance it might seem easy to cheese this mechanic, but each time you go down, the window for helping them also goes down until you're left with a sliver of opportunity to help your partner up. It might seem easy, but when there's a giant floating scorpion smacking you around, you might start to panic. I know I did. As enemies get stronger and in larger numbers, you need tools to match. Using the rust you collect, you can craft these special capsules that supercharge your combat abilities, letting you attack all enemies at once, heal, or up your attack speed. At first, like any good PC gamer, I started playing Haven with a keyboard and mouse, which in this case was a mistake. They're really not kidding when they say Haven is best on a controller. Good luck finding these keys quickly every time an angry potato gets the jump on you. Haven in multiplayer is a whole different experience, and it's incredibly worthwhile to go through the game with a friend. Where it really shines is in the combat, where each player has control of one character and you both have to communicate to coordinate attack and defense, which gets pretty intense as the enemies get bigger and bigger. Where it falls short, however, is in the movement. The movement while playing multiplayer is a bit janky, only allowing one person to control major movement at a time. Though the following player can slightly move around and control a bubble to collect rust and food, it feels restricting when you're not holding the driver's wheel. Definitely not the experience that you get in solo play. Multiplayer also affects how dialogue choices work. Both players have to agree on a single dialogue option in order for the conversation to proceed. I wish each player only had control of their own character's dialogue. It would just be more personal and invest each player into the story that much more. For better or worse, everything you do in multiplayer Haven requires coordinating with one another, which is kind of the point of the game anyway. The graphics in this game are beautiful. Everything is brightly colored and full of life, from the grass flowing in the wind to the various creatures you find throughout the world. The animations are smooth and pleasant to look at, especially when it comes to movement. Haven also has a lot of 2D graphics, mostly in the form of dialogue. These animations add a ton to the personality of the characters, and they always express perfectly what each character is feeling. And damn, did you see that intro? There's just no escaping the visual beauty in this game, not even in the loading screens. The soundtrack in this game is really damn good. It's the perfect music to jam to while cleaning up island after island, and it really adds to the experience. I mean, listen. Tell me that doesn't make you want to clean something. Haven's audio has a huge impact on how good this game is, mostly through the voice acting. The voice acting really brings the characters to life in a way that wouldn't have been possible without it. Just about every part of this game is accompanied by the voice acting, whether you're watching a conversation or out in the world, and it really does add a lot to the game.
Wow, maybe you're not such a turkey after all.
Haven is a damn experience. The characters feel real and relatable, and it gives you the most real representation of an adult relationship I've ever seen in a game before. The writing is fantastic, and the story has a way of drawing you in. By the time I was done with the game, I was left wishing there was more. Though the gameplay can be a little bit repetitive, the moments in between make this game shine. The game is sweet and full of precious moments. It celebrates the mundane, shows the beauty of everyday life, and the value of love. If you love a good story with chill gameplay, Haven is worth every penny. Thanks for watching. If you found the video helpful, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more indie recommendations like this one. You can also check out my channel page for indie reviews sorted by category, so you can find just the type of game you're looking for. I'll see you in the next one.